Good morning, and I think it actually might be appropriate that the Minister Fian is here to take this topical issue because he is Minister in charge of the National Drug Strategy, and the issue of drugs obviously is an important issue throughout the country, but indeed on the north side of Dublin it is something that causes a huge amount of heartache. Minister, in June of 2019, on a constituency visit to Dublin Bay North, of political leaders, the Assistant Garda Commissioner confirmed that a Garda Station was to be located in the Dublin 13, Dublin 17 area to serve the huge expanding community in Clongriffin, Balmain, which is expected to have about an extra 50,000 people inhabiting that area in the coming years. We have had a number of successful campaigns in that area for the establishment of a second level school, which is now an Educate Together second level school, and we're very happy about that. And indeed the local community, including the community in Clongriffin, the Clongriffin Community Association, I was involved with them in having a petition in order to ensure that we would get a Garda Station, basic community infrastructure in that area. And we were delighted when the Assistant Garda Commissioner announced that ongoing negotiations were being had with the OPW in terms of a particular site at the corner there at Northern Cross, and that a Garda Station will be located there in the coming years. Aligned with that, a government commitment was made during the general election that a Mulvey-style commission will be established on the north side and indeed in Drogheda as a reaction to a murder spree in both those geographic locations. Now, what I was trying to do, and what now Deputy Jed Nash was trying to say at the time, that the reaction to drug murder, gangland murder, was not just Garda resources. We need to have an in-depth discussion about education, about empowerment, about oral language, about youth development, about housing, something along the lines of what happened with the Ciarán Mulvey Commission in the North Inner City, and we wanted that to be replicated on the north side and indeed in Drogheda. Now, after repeated calls for this over the course of months in the Shannon when I was there, the Minister then finally agreed, that Minister for Justice agreed that this would be something that the new government would do if returned to office. So my call tonight is, yes, I want to touch on that commission, which is desperately needed. I know these are difficult times, and the establishment of such commissions would be problematic because of the national crisis that we're in. However, poverty still exists, disadvantage still exists, drug crime still exists, and people still have murder on their minds. And primarily tonight, though, I want an update on that promised, pledged, proposed Garda Station, when it will be, at what stage the process is at, when it is going to be opened, when can the community of Dublin 13 and Dublin 17 be satisfied that their campaign, which they were so thrilled to have reached a successful conclusion in terms of the campaign in June 2019, when will they see the next stage of the process for the opening of the doors of a Garda Station, a fully staffed Garda Station, a fully resourced Garda Station in that area, in that expanding area of the north side of Dublin.
Thank you, and on behalf of the Minister I would like to thank Deputy Ríordáin for raising this matter here today. And as the Deputy will appreciate, the Office of Public Works has a responsibility for the provision and maintenance of Garda accommodation works in relation to Garda accommodation are progressed by the Garda authorities working in close cooperation with the OPW. The current Garda building and refurbishment programme, which runs to 2021, is based on the agreed Garda priorities and covers over 30 locations around the country, supported by significant exchequer funding across the Garda and OPW votes. While a new station in Dublin 13 and 17 is not part of the current programme, I understand from Garda Síochána that proposals for a new station will be considered as part of the next Garda accommodation programme. In the meantime, the Minister has been advised that local Garda management have a policing plan for the district in question, which incorporates a weekly Garda clinic in the area operated by the Community Policing Unit from Coolock. This includes regular liaison meetings with residents groups to deal with policing matters. The Deputy will also be aware that as part of the overall strategy to oppose criminality, the Garda authorities pursue a range of partnerships with community stakeholders, for example, the Community Alert Programme and the Garda Text Alert Scheme. That said, the Minister is very conscious of how the impact of antisocial behaviour affects the quality of life of local communities. Crime prevention and diversion begins with our young people. Our priorities for the Minister and the programme for Government contains a number of commitments to tackle antisocial behaviour, and including the following: a commitment to set up a special expert forum on antisocial behaviour to consider the effectiveness of existing legislation and propose new ways forward, including new powers from Garda Station and additional interventions to support parenting of offenders. New legislation implementing the report to the Commission on the future of policing in Ireland, which will, among other elements, redefine policing to include prevention of harm to those who are vulnerable. This approach will mandate multi-agency collaboration in conjunction with impacted communities. And development of a youth justice strategy 2020-2026 would include consideration of the full range of issues connected to children and young people at risk of coming into contact with the criminal justice system, including early intervention and preventative work. Deputy, I was in the Shannon with you, and you have outlined many times regarding yourself and Deputy Nash now regarding Drogheda and the North Side, and the North Inner City initiative has been a success on the face of it, and I will bring your comments to the Minister to try to set up a commission to look at these two areas of the North Side, especially where you are. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much for your response. But you see, the issue is that the language in this answer doesn't really give me an awful lot of comfort. I understand the language here. I understand from Garda Station that proposals for a new station will be considered as part of the next Garda accommodation programme. The Deputy Commissioner, Assistant Commissioner, announced it in June 2019 that it was going to happen. So I worry when I see words like proposals and considered. And I appreciate your comments about the proposed commission for the North Side and indeed for Drogheda. This is not an issue that is just about policing alone. You cannot police your way out of a murder triangle, if you like. But that was also a commitment by an outgoing Minister for Justice, of a party which is still in government. So I don't think it's something that should be considered. It's something that we're waiting to happen. It's not something to be discussed as to whether it will happen or not anymore. A commitment was made in the heat of a general election campaign, which is what it took for the commitment to be made, that a multi-style commission would take place on the north side of Dublin in order to discuss not just policing, which this is all very well about the policing element of it, but there's so much more to talk about than that. Education, oral language, literacy, diet, access to employment, housing, transport, health, all these issues. This is all what Mulvey was about. And Mulvey was a success to a degree. But Mulvey did and has been successful in is cutting through the red tape and allowing immediate access, if you like, of community concerns to go straight through to the decision makers and not through, unfortunately, the amount of bureaucracy that needs to happen. So, Minister, I need a firmer commitment on the Garda Station, because there was a commitment made by the Assistant Commissioner, and I need a date for the establishment of the Commission, for the multi-style Commission on the North Side and in Drogheda, because that's what your own party committed to in the general election, and you're still in government. And indeed, your party still has the Ministry for Justice.
Thank you again. Once again, on behalf of the Minister, I want to thank Deputy for raising the issue, and I will bring again your commitment to try to establish a commission to look into these very, very difficult areas. And the Deputy will be aware that the Garda Commission is by law responsible for the management and administration of Garda Síochána, including personnel matters and the deployment of resources. As such, the Minister has no role in these matters, and I am assured, however, the Garda management keeps the distribution of resources under continual reviews in the context of crime trends and policing priorities to ensure their optimum use. I am aware of the same situation. There was commitments made in my own area for a new Garda station in Sligo made in December, and I was of the same opinion that there was commitments made. So, you know, I'd like to see those commitments being delivered on as well. And I was disappointed to see that the Garda Commissioner overruled or changed his mind on that. So we can try to work together to get maybe our view across as well. So I appreciate where you're coming from. Unprecedented resources have been provided by the Government to Garda Síochána this year, an allocation of 1.88 billion. This level of funding is enabling sustained ongoing recruitment of Garda members and staff, and as at 30th of June 2020 there are now approximately 14,700 Garda nationwide, supported by over 3,000 Garda staff, and these numbers are continuing to grow and impact positively at community level. Determination of the need for a new Garda station for Dublin 13 and Dublin 17 or in any other location will be considered by Garda Síochána in the context of the overall accommodation requirements arising from the ongoing expansion of the Garda workforce and policing reform plan, a policing service for the future, and the implementation of the new Garda operation model, which will inform the overall accommodation of Garda Síochána over the years 2022-2026. I just want to thank Deputy O'Riordan for his commitment to this, and I hope that in the future that you will have a Garda station and more Garda resources for Dublin 13 and Dublin 17. And I would like to see that commitments that were made in the last government, that they would be seen through in this government. Thank you.
Thank you.